Hey everyone, it's Natalie. So today's video is going to be on if your children should go no contact. When you go no contact, the answer is absolutely yes. Your children should go no contact if the parent is being disregarded, disrespected, and smeared and manipulated and abused. If that's you, your child needs to go no contact. Look, would your husband or wife ever put up with anyone disrespecting his wife or husband and then allow contact with the children? Hell no. The problem is our husbands can't see through their parents' mask like we can. And so they tried to start crap with us saying, oh, my child's going to have contact with my parents, blah, blah, blah. No, they're not. No, they're not, because you wouldn't allow anyone to disrespect me and then allow contact with their child. So what is the difference between your parents and some other individual? There's no difference. You owe nobody an explanation. When you go no contact, it's an unspoken rule that the children go no contact too. If the narcissist is willing to abuse their very own child, what makes you think they wouldn't abuse yours? That is just more supply for them. They don't care. And matter of fact, they despise you. So then the child will soon start getting abused because of how much they despise you. And when you go no contact with your children, you don't owe the narcissist an explanation at all. Nothing. These are your children. You protect them. You do whatever it takes to make sure these children never get abused, never get tormented, never get manipulated, never get smeared, never get triangulated on. You make sure that these children are kept safe and precious. A narc will get their grubby little fingers on your child, and two things are going to happen. Actually, a few things. One, they'll get the child to turn on you. Two, they will scapegoat your child. Three, your child will see the narcissist behavior and start acting narcissistic themselves. So they also can turn into a narcissist. Or they will completely get ignored like the forgotten child to punish you, to tell the child in unspoken words that you do not mean anything to me. They will make your child feel like they are worthless. They might make fun of your child. They might say nasty things about all kinds of stuff just to put the child down to hurt you. That's what they do. The narc will work through your child to hurt you. You make sure you protect your children. These are monsters. And we all know that our children need to be protected from these monsters. And the thing is, children don't realize they're monsters when they're little. And this is where the manipulation begins. Okay? Because they don't know that the narcissist is a scary person, because the narcissist doesn't look scary. It just looks like a grandma or grandpa. The sweet old lady. The lady that buys them things, that gives them money. Which brings me to, when you go no contact, the narcissist will ramp up the manipulation by buying gifts, by giving money, by starting college education funds, by offering trips to Disney World, by offering trips to Europe, by manipulating this child into thinking that you are holding the child back from fun. That's what they'll do. You don't let your children have contact with these nasty, spiteful, evil, manipulative people. They are horrendous people who have treated you so badly to the point that you no longer want contact with them. So why the hell would you ever want contact? Why would the hell would you want these people to have contact with your children? If you have to go no contact to protect yourself, you better protect that child. And I know I'm getting ramped up and everything, but my God, I shouldn't even have to make this video. You as a parent should know. You should know. And not bashing on anyone that has sent me emails or put in the comments, what should I do with my child? Because honestly, because you've been manipulated not only by the narc, but now you're being manipulated by the husband to have contact, the children to have contact. You honestly don't know what to do. But you know as a parent deep inside that the answer is no, they shouldn't have contact. You know this. But because you're a nice person, you're even willing to consider it. To make your husband happy, to make your wife happy, to make these people happy, to make other family members and friends not look at you like you're a spiteful, disrespectful C word. But the truth is, the narcissist will take full advantage of you letting them have access to your children. That child is going to have subliminal messages whispered into their ear about your character, who you are as a mother, who you are as a wife, and who you are as a daughter-in-law. So I suggest that you start listening to your soul. You listen to that voice within, because that voice isn't going to steer you wrong. It's not going to steer you wrong. And you make sure, and I cannot stress this enough, that the narcissist has no way of getting a hold of that child. And if that narcissist starts showing up at their school, starts showing up as outside the bus station, or at your home, or at karate practice, or soccer practice, wherever your child is, and they just pop up playing the victim, you make sure that you make it very clear to that narcissist, this is highly inappropriate, and if they continue to contact your child, you will get an order of protection. Period. These people have no legal rights, zero, to your children. And if they try to take you to court for grandparents' visitation, you take all the evidence you have, text messaging, emails, social media, whatever it is that the narc has abused you on, you make sure you start a file. Any voice recordings, whatever it is. The court system does recognize narcissistic abuse as abuse. So you need to make sure that you have enough proof to show to this judge so they can get denied grandparents' rights. Because let me tell you something. You know why my in-laws don't know where I live for the past 3 years? Because they are the type of people to go to the courts and ask for grandparents' visitation. And I made sure these people didn't know where I live because they can't serve me. And I'm probably sure they've already went to the court system trying to get this visitation. But if they can't find me, they can't serve me. No serving here, baby. This is why my husband knows they are not allowed to have our address. This is also another reason why they are continuing to try to manipulate my husband into giving them our address. See, my husband's too naive to actually see what's going on because he's even considered it. And I said, I dare you. I dare you to give my address to your parents. And I explained the reason why I felt this. And he's like, no, they would never do that. I said, please. They're the first people to go to the court system and try to get visitation with my son. They're also the first people that would go to the court system and say that I was an abusive mother because they've already threatened to do it. With zero proof. Knowing damn well even if they went in front of a judge, that judge would look at me and say, this woman is perfect. And I don't mean that in an arrogant way, but I make sure I live my life correctly in an honest way. Have I made mistakes? Of course, everyone has. But I don't involve any of my mistakes in the past with my son. Zero. And even with those mistakes, they're really not even anything serious. Not enough to have my child taken from me. But this is what the narcissist will do too. And this has happened to me. They go around starting to spread rumors that, guess what? You're on drugs. You're on drugs because you finally said, enough is enough. My child is not having contact with you. And so then they start manipulating the system. So when they finally do go to the court system for your child, they have everyone believing around you that you're on drugs. Or it could be you're a prostitute. It could be a million things. But they start smearing you right away, trying to get people on their side and believing these false realities, these false narratives that the narcissist is implanting in these naive, foolish people. So, back to the matter at hand, and that's no, you don't let the narcissist have contact with your child. And if your husband wants to fight you on this, really get into marriage counseling. But the other thing I can tell you is put the proof in your husband's face. Point out the things that his parent has done to him growing up and say, do you want our child to go through that? I am his mother, or maybe you're the father. You see how your parents, disown me and make me feel uncomfortable and unloved and unwelcome. If they're willing to do it to me, what makes you think they're not willing to do it to my child? Hell, they've done it to their child. So you make sure that if your husband is fighting you on this, you stand your ground. Or whoever the partner is. Wife, husband, whatever. You stand your ground. These are your children, people. Do not let the monster touch that child. You keep that child safe. Because the child doesn't understand what's going on. And if they are old enough to understand, then they're not going to want contact with the narcissist anyways. That's the truth. If the child really, let's say it's like a 12-year-old or a 18-year-old or whatever, however old, anything like probably over 12 or 13, they already know how the narcissist is. And more than likely, they already don't like the person anyways, because they're manipulative, they're controlling, they're belittling. I mean, I'm sure that they're abusive, physically abusive. They spank children, they hit children. So I'm sure that these children already feel a certain way about the narcissist. So you could leave it up to the child if the child's old enough to understand what's going on. But honestly, even if they understood, I would protect your child. And when that child turns 18, they can do whatever the hell they want. But maybe get into counseling with that child or whatever it is. You just make sure, as a parent, I don't care if the spouse is fighting you or not. As a parent, you listen to that little voice within. Do not let guilt and shame and blame have you get your children into contact or staying in contact with the narcissist. It's not going to help the situation. As a matter of fact, it will turn the situation very messy very fast. Those children have to be protected, people. Hell no. Hell no. The narcissist should not have contact with your child. You went no contact for a reason. Honestly, all the narcissist is going to look at this situation as a challenge. Like, how far can I go to make these people have contact with my grandchildren? And they're going to start crap with you. They are. But that's why you really have to ignore them. Like if they are saying negative things or smearing you, you just say, well, that's too bad they feel that way. That's too bad they said that, whatever. Because they want you to interact with them. This is why they're going to go around and smear you. Because they're trying to get you back in contact with them, even if that means they have to do it negatively. Then you might also get the false apologies. You ignore all of that. The narcissist cannot change, people. It's a personality disorder. They will never change. So even if they come around with a false apology because they are trying to manipulate you into having contact with their grandchild, it's all a show. It's phony. They don't love you. They don't want you. Don't fall for it. Honestly, protect those children. That's your baby. That's your baby. Maybe your husband didn't protect you, and maybe you didn't even protect yourself for a while. But you protect that child. You protect that child. And I know it's easy to fall complacent in all of this because the narcissist wants to exploit your empathic nature, your sweet nature. I'm the grandma. How can you do that? Yeah, maybe we don't get along, but I love my grandchildren. Let me tell you, the moment you are gone, and you leave those children with that narcissist, she is already doing subliminal messages. She is already doing the manipulation. Matter of fact, before you even went no contact, she was doing it. Protect your babies. These narcissists have no right or say to your children. They make you believe they do, but they don't. These are your children. You have the say in what your child does, unless they're over 18. These narcissists have no say in what you do, and you got to ignore their behaviors. Their misconduct is on purpose. It is to trigger you. It is to get you to react, to respond. So you let them act like fools. You let them go around saying, doing whatever they want. Just let them do it. You don't have to respond to that. It's in your best interest not to respond to their misconduct. They don't care if it's a negative attention or positive attention. Matter of fact, they prefer the negative attention. They just want you to react and respond to them. Ignore it. That's what I can say. Narcissists hate when you ignore them. It's like it eats them inside that you are ignoring them. So ignore them. I hope you liked the video. If you have any questions, email me. Yeah. Okay. Protect them, children. Peace, love, and harmony. Bye.